I believe America's at a genuine inflection point. One of the moments that changes everything. And Americans are going to have to choose. Will we be a country that moves forward or backward?
So help you God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
We've come a long way. A record number of Americans are working, 10 million since I came to office. Our schools are open, and more than 220 million Americans vaccinated. A big reason for all this is the American Rescue Plan that I signed into law shortly after I took office. That plan took America from economic crisis to economic recovery. And not a single Republican, not one single one, voted for it. But we never gave up, and we're delivering for the American people now. We also passed the once-in-a-generation investments in our nation's roads, highways, bridges, railroads, ports, airports. The biggest investment in America since President Eisenhower's Interstate Highway Act. We passed the CHIPS and Science Act, a groundbreaking law. We're going to once again manufacture semiconductors as we invented that power everything in our lives right here in America. We took on the NRA and we beat them. We just passed the first significant gun safety legislation in 30 years in this country, the PAC Act, to take care of those veterans who are exposed to those burn pits. The Historic Inflation Reduction Act, it's a big deal. Some might even say it's a BFD. Medicare now has the power to negotiate for lower prescription drug prices. We created more than 1 million jobs, and it will help us triple our solar power, unleash American manufacturing to own the global market in electric cars. The days of billion-dollar companies paying zero are over. Thanks to our historic deficit reduction, we can afford to cancel $10,000 in student debt for tens of millions of Americans. Look, every election is a choice. The alternative to the Democrats are the MAGA Republicans. In red states after red state, there's a race to pass the most restrictive abortion limitations imaginable. But these MAGA Republicans won't stop there. They want a national ban. They want to pass a legislative national ban in the Congress. And I don't believe we will. The MAGA Republicans have awakened to the powerful force in America, the women of this nation. These guys never stop. And we're never going to stop either. This fall, there'll be a choice between these two visions, and we, the people, will still determine the destiny of America. If we, the people, stand together, we will prevail as we, the people. You got it.
I'm a Democrat because the Democratic Party believes in individual freedom and the common good. In the Democratic Party, you can be who you are. But there are some things that we can only accomplish when we join together under a government of the people, by the people, and for all the people.
Because human rights aren't negotiable.
Because people are people, no matter what background they come from, and they all deserve the same rights.
Because I believe in the Democrats, what they stand for, which is, everybody, other people, health care, women's rights, the environmental issue.
You got it.
Well, I'm a Democrat because a lot of the reasons why I was raised. My dad was in the manufacturing business. His job was outsourced to China, and so I believe in bringing American jobs back to the U.S. and good union-paying jobs. I'm also very pro-choice, and I believe in a woman's right to choose. And so that's a big part of why I'm voting Democrat this year.
Well, I need more because reality is the better way to go. To save the planet for one thing. And, I am a Democrat for sure. Been a Democrat my whole adult life. My dad was an immigrant from Mexico, and he kind of was the starting Democrat, and I continue that on with strong beliefs towards everything that the Democrats stand for. So here I am.
Amen. Becky?
I am a Democrat, and I will be a Democrat. I believe in democracy for everyone in our republic, and I believe that everyone has the right to make decisions about their own bodies.
You got it.
Because I love the democratic principles. I love Joe Biden too. So yeah.
because I believe on what the Democratic Party does, and I believe that we all deserve to have the opportunity to grow and to be able to be ourselves. And I believe the party is one that supports our families and our communities and are there for us.
We want to save democracy. There's too much at stake in this election. We need to protect our rights and protect our democracy for the future. And our environment.
Women's rights, environment. What else? What else?
The Constitution, which is what this country was founded on, needs to be protected, needs to be, respected.
All right. Anything else?
I'm a Democrat because I got a forward mindset. It's the only party thinking about the future.
You got it.
I'm a Democrat because the unifying thing that brings all Democrats together is doing the right thing for the ordinary guy or gal. This is really the core thing about Democrats. We don't want a country that's ruled by the super wealthy, and we don't want a country where anyone feels excluded.
Because I think civil liberties are at stake, and I believe that potentially the Democratic Party has the opportunity to make a change and demonstrate that it's dangerous. Civil liberties are so dangerously at stake that we have to actually step in and get very serious about this right now.
Right.
I am a Democrat because I care about other people and I care about democracy in this country, and I'm hoping that it's preserved for.
You got it.
Yo soy demócrata orgullosamente porque yo creo en la misión del partido. Yo pienso que el partido es alguien que nos apoya como comunidad, como personas, y es inclusiva de todas. Es un partido que es para nosotros y de nosotros.
Morris, I am a United States Navy veteran. I'm a retired United States letter carrier. I am a Democrat because that's the only party you need to belong to, number one. Number two, because of the values for which the Democrats stand for. And there's no way in the world under the current that I can vote for anybody other than President Biden at this time. Because regardless to his alleged stumbling, he's still the best candidate for the office of President of the United States of America at this time.
All right.
Unconvicted enough.
Really? All right. And you are?
Dr. Mary Robertson. I'm a resident of Illinois. I'm a Democrat because my family's been Democrat throughout the last 3 to 4 generations, and I'm very honored about that. Democracy is just as it says. We have a right to certain things, and as your T-shirt said, your vote is precious, almost sacred. In the words of John Lewis, I'm going to get into some good trouble. Thank you.
I'm a Democrat because I believe a woman should be able to make choices about her body. Because I believe in taking care of the we, not just the me. Because I believe that every American deserves a safe workplace and right to be heard. Because I believe education and healthcare are a right, not a luxury. Because I believe that every American deserves an equitable chance at their dreams. Because I believe in helping our local and small businesses be successful in our communities. Because I believe in a fair tax system, not in simply raising or lowering taxes. Because I believe that gun ownership should be responsible and treated with the respect that a tool capable of taking human life should be. Because I believe that a healthy immigration policy should be obtainable and unbiased. I am a Democrat because we are fighting for the rights our founding fathers bestowed upon America. I am a Democrat because I stand for democracy.
You got it.
So by now most people know that I decided to run for office 5 years ago after Donald Trump was elected president. I was at the Women's March in Washington, D.C., standing among a crowd of hundreds of thousands of people with my daughters and my husband, and I heard Michael Moore say from the stage, "If not you, then who?" And he was speaking to the women in the crowd that it was time for us to step up and to take leadership positions in all levels of government. And up until that point, the truth was I hadn't really thought about it. I wasn't very engaged, though I always voted, because voting is, I believe, our fundamental responsibility as Americans. So after I decided to run and then I went through the process of running, I really enjoyed it, and I believed that I could contribute something, that I had ideas and abilities and skills that could make me a good leader, the kind of leader that I wanted to see representing me in local office. And I ran for McHenry County Board. It was meaningful, and it totally affirmed why I believe that we need more people to step up and run. Because, as I like to say, when we have good people running for office, we have better choices. And then it really truly is a democracy. Fast forward to now, 5 years later, and I stopped to pause to think, why am I still running for office? For me, the answers are still very much the same. We're not really out of the woods in terms of people that want to derail or deconstruct government, or who want to just create chaos or strip people of their rights, especially women, for whom I feel very strongly about. And so for me, feeling like I haven't contributed everything that I can, that I still have something to contribute, it feels important to me. As I look to going forward, we're working on other legislation in other areas, like making sure people who live congregate living facilities, they live in community homes, and maybe in your own communities, that they are able to stay in their homes, even if they have to be absent for an extended illness, for example, or time to go visit their families. So there are definitely issues that are still really important to me, making a difference in improving healthcare, access, and affordability in our state, making sure that people with chronic diseases and illnesses have access to life-giving and life-saving medications, making sure that we have career training opportunities and other kinds of skill-based learning to help improve and increase the skills of our future workforce. And also important to me and to so many people I know from the district is making sure that we have common sense policies to protect the environment. So I am excited to say that I am running for state representative of the 66th district in 2024. I look forward to seeing all of you out on the campaign trail. And by the way, if you want to get involved, please reach out, because we would love to have you, because I hope you'll say, I'm sticking with Suzanne.
I'm in the 63rd district. I know there aren't a lot of you here in the 63rd, but I do have a question for you, because my committee keeps telling me people don't know what the state reps do. Who knows what their state rep does? That's a problem. Really, that's a problem. The state representatives and the 63rd district is entirely the only state representative district in McHenry County that's entirely within McHenry County. So all of the concerns of the county are going to fall in there. Not that we don't have other help, but the bottom line is this: your state representatives create laws, can change laws, take your voice back to Springfield to make sure that the issues we care about are taken care of. Right now, I'm really proud of what we have in Illinois, but we don't know that we're going to have that forever. You know, I'm going to continue to fight to make sure we have reproductive freedom, accessible health care, safe communities, good schools, all the things that are our shared values. We care about those things, and I care about those things.
I want to thank everybody for coming out. My name is Pete Janko. I'm running for state representative. And I really want to thank our governor, J.B. Pritzker, for coming out. A while back, he made a commitment that he was going to help every Democratic candidate in the state, and this is his kickoff event for doing it. Thank you very much, Pete. Thank you very much, everybody coming out today, and especially for your support for Pete. We are not leaving any place in the state out of our battle against the, well, right-wing fringe that we're all running against, Pete especially. This is everywhere, but we are the party of working families. We are the party that fights for the middle class, the working class, people who've been left out and left behind. And we've been doing that for as long as I can remember, and especially when I ran 4 years ago, I stood up and told you all what I was going to do. And over the last 4 years, working with many of you, we've gotten these things done. And I'm really proud of what we've gotten done. And I'm just going to briefly remind you what those are, because it's what we're still fighting for. Because if we lose, if Pete loses, if I lose, honestly, we can go backward in the state. Even though I think we've made a ton of progress, it can all be taken away. All lose. We all lose. So let me remind you what we got done. We raised the minimum wage in this state from $8.25 to $15 an hour. We protected a woman's right to choose by passing the Reproductive Health Act. We passed the largest infrastructure bill in the history of the state of Illinois, and not only is it rebuilding our roads and our bridges and our airports, we're modernizing our river ports. We've got an awful lot of investment in our education buildings, on university campuses, and in local schools from this infrastructure bill that we passed. So when I became governor, not only did we pass 4 years of balanced budgets, we Democrats, but we also made sure that we were paying for the services that people really need, mental health services, substance abuse treatment, making sure we're paying the bills for education. We added $1.2 billion, in fact almost $1.3 billion more to our education system statewide. These are all things out of a balanced budget. And in this time of inflation that we're all suffering, and everybody, whether you're buying gas or you're at the grocery store, you understand what's happening to prices across the state. So what did we do? We provided tax relief, because that's the moment. This is that we did. Oh, and I forgot to mention the earned income tax credit. Very important that we improved and enlarged the earned income tax credit. So these are all things that we Democrats got done because we balanced the budget. But there's an awful lot to say. I mean, Democrats deliver. We're the ones who put these things forward, and in the end, it was Democrats that voted for them. We're the ones. We have a lot to be proud of, but if we do not win, if Pete does not win, if we do not get our voters out, then all of it can be taken away, all of it. One last thing that I want to point out. So Pete is somebody who shows up for Democrats. I know that because he's shown up for many of you and for me. And he will do that when he gets elected as state representative. We need you to vote for Pete. I would like you to vote for me. All of you, really, we have to vote for Democrats up and down the ballot, folks. We have to. So make sure you vote in those races. Make sure you tell people to vote in those. Make sure you contribute a few dollars to those candidates, because we cannot lose them.